I'm in a county which is home to a historic breed of sheep who owe their very existence to the patronage of a famous author. Now, without her, neither they nor arguably this wonderful Heather Morland would be here today. So who was she and where am I? Find out in just a moment. Today, we're helping a retired couple turn their holiday lifestyle into an everyday reality. But at first, they're grappling to find the positives in one property. So what do you think of the actual space itself?
I suppose it's adequate.
But not letting the weather dampen their spirits, they take to another house like ducks to water.
We got web feet.
Today I'm in Cumbria and this is the beautiful Lake District, home to 99% of the world's population of Herdwick sheep. Now, children's author Beatrix Potter fell in love with the region and this iconic breed. So much so that when she died in 1943, she left her entire Lake District estate to the National Trust. But these wonderful creatures aren't the only thing this county's famous for. Lying shoulder to shoulder with Scotland, Cumbria shares its western fringes with the Irish Sea and embraces the whole of the Lake District National Park. There are 16 lakes within the park's boundaries, of which Windermere is the largest, and its less commercialised West Bank offers up tranquil pockets where the stillness of the water almost transforms into a mirror, reflecting the magnificent mountains that surround it. Indeed, where fells rise, spirits really do soar. So it's small wonder that the epic and wild grandeur of Cumbria's landscape has inspired generations of artists, writers and poets, the most famous of whom is arguably William Wordsworth. And his romantic poetry effortlessly captured the true essence of a lakeland experience, a place of impossibly perfect panoramas and exceptional peace. The average price of a detached property in Cumbria is just shy of £234,000. That's £21,000 less than the national figure. But if you go into the Lake District National Park, you will expect to pay a premium of up to 60%. Here, the stunning scenery and highly sought-after listed homes, around 1,700 of them, keeps prices high. However, if you head east beyond the park boundaries towards still attractive areas like Kirby Stephen and Appleby, you'll find your money will go further. But wherever you venture, there's no shortage of different architectural styles on offer here in Cumbria. From scattered farms nestled on the hillside of remote valleys to grand country mansions on the shores of the lakes, there are many stunning properties that fit perfectly into Cumbria's natural scenery. Slate stone is a common building material for both agriculture and architecture. This three-bedroom semi-detached home in Ravenstonedale is constructed of natural stone with many original features and is on the market for £279,000. Throughout the county there are also period farmhouses aplenty, and this whitewashed semi-detached cottage near Windermere is a charming example. It comes with 4 bedrooms and an asking price of £420,000. Well, the rich mix of different properties on offer here in Cumbria will certainly be of interest to today's buyers. Let's meet them. For nearly 20 years, the hectic city of Lancaster has been home to now retired water consultant David and his wife Linda, who was born and bred in the area.
Linda's a Lancashire girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
War of the Roses.
when I met a Yorkshireman, there's lots of jokes about that. But you came over the border, didn't you?
Yeah, they let me over.
Yeah, you came over here.
And now their son and daughter have left to have families of their own, they no longer need a large 5-bedroom townhouse. Instead, they desire a location with a lot more tranquility.
We'd like somewhere quiet, away from the main road, for a start off. And somewhere where our grandchildren can come and visit us and play out and be in a nice environment, really.
A nice garden with fruit trees, somewhere to put the caravan and the car.
Romance blossomed for David and Linda when they met each other whilst camping in the Lake District, which in turn started a love affair with the area. And they take every opportunity to visit the lakes at a moment's notice.
We bought our caravan 5 years ago when I retired. We thought it'd be nice to be able to get out now that we've got the time to do the things that we've always wanted to do.
The mobile home is their passport to travel, and they use their journeys as a creative vehicle to keep in touch with their grandchildren.
When we bought the caravan, I thought it would be nice to have a little caravan friend in there. So I knitted a penguin and we called him Percy. David took photographs of him and we made up a story.
We tried to make the stories a little bit educational by putting in fairly simple what Percy saw on the walk or something like that.
As well as writing travel journals to educate and entertain the family, they also enjoy more active pastimes.
I've got a few hobbies, mainly out of doors. I fly fish quite extensively. I also taken up photography again since I retired. I've got a little bit more time now. I really enjoy being out in all sorts of weathers. No such weather for me as bad weather. There's just different types of weather. We've got activities that we do apart. You know, Linda doesn't like fly fishing. And
You don't like knitting,
and
do you?
I'm not very good at knitting. So we do make an effort to do things apart, because I think that's important.
It is important, yeah.
It gives us a bit of space. We seem to work well together. We're a
Yeah,
good
we
team,
do.
really.
I think we're a good team.
Yeah.
All that's left is to find out the finances for this Cumbrian move.
The budget for our next house is £400,000.
Good road access is essential for David and Linda to stay connected to their relatives back in Lancaster and for when their children and grandchildren come to stay. So they're after a location towards the eastern side of the lakes, closer to the M6. We're all meeting up on a patch of beautiful Cumbrian countryside to discuss the finer details of their impending move. I mean, it is such a stunning part of the world to escape to.
Yeah.
So, David and Linda, why do you want to move to Cumbria?
We're outdoor people,
Yeah, we love walking.
and we get up here once a week, walk in the fells. We've got a big house in Lancaster. It's 5 bedrooms, and we rattle around in it quite a bit. So we're looking for something smaller.
And am I allowed to use the word downsize or not?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, yeah. The children have left home.
Right.
And we don't need all the bedrooms.
So what are you looking for with this next property?
Well, we'd like 2 to 3 bedrooms, ideally 3. One which we'd probably use as a hobby room. We'd like space for our caravan.
A nice big
Great.
kitchen.
Yeah,
Kitchen,
a large kitchen. We do spend a lot of time in our kitchen.
Yeah, we both like cooking.
Yeah, and if it's combined with the dining area, that's fine. We don't want a separate sort of dining room.
A nice outlook as well.
Yeah.
And a garden, decent sized
Linda would like a bit of garden, because where we are at the moment in town, we don't have anywhere really to sit out.
Yes. So remind us of your budget for this move.
Our budget for this move is £400,000.
£400,000, and looking for a characterful property, or?
Maybe, we don't know. We're open to anything.
We're open-minded about that.
Well, we've got 3 lined up for you. One, of course, is our mystery. So, should we get started?
Sure.
Yeah.
Come on then. For a top budget of £400,000, David and Linda are after a home that ideally has 3 bedrooms to accommodate visiting family and for their hobbies. They'd also like a spacious kitchen diner, but are open-minded about the property style. The location needs to be well connected to good road links, but with an inspiring outlook. Not forgetting, of course, space for a caravan. And we have a superb variety of Cumbrian properties to serve up, but I'll be keeping the price a guessing game until we've had a good look around first. Then to finish with, we've got the mystery house, which could be a little closer to David's heart. We're starting our property search in Burnside, which lies around 6 miles from Lake Windermere to the east of the National Park. All the essential amenities can be picked up in the nearby market town of Kendal, but just 10 minutes drive away on the fringes of Burnside, our first property can be found. It sits in a small development of 3 homes that were converted from farm buildings just 7 years ago. This is our very first house here in Cumbria.
It looks very inviting.
Yeah, nice location.
Yeah.
It is lovely.
Yeah.
It's really quiet.
So have you
Yeah.
considered perhaps living in a barn?
We have considered
we have,
it, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of them are nice and open inside, but some of them are very enclosed.
Yes. Well, let's start, shall we? Let's go inside.
Yeah.
I must say I do sense a bit of trepidation, but I hope this stylish conversion, which forms one wing of the L-shaped barn, will put their fears to rest. So through the hallway leads us to the kitchen.
Oh, right. So
Perhaps the most important room in the house.
Yes.
yeah. Oh, it's nice and airy.
Like it.
Yeah,
Yes?
very nice.
Do, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it what you expected
No.
from a barn?
No.
No, I thought it'd be darker actually.
Yeah.
With it
Yeah.
being a barn conversion.
Do what you
Come
want.
through. I know you love that open plan feel. Because it does flow, I think, beautifully round. You've got your dining area here,
Yes.
but then you've got your sitting room there.
Right.
That's
yeah.
nice.
It is, yeah. It's
I could
lovely.
see us in.
Have they got a fireplace around there?
Yes.
This is nice, this door, isn't it?
Yeah, it's onto the patio. It's
Yeah.
good, isn't it? You can leave that open in the summer.
Okay, well, we'll continue then.
Right.
Also on this floor lies a large, fully tiled shower room and a compact study with stairs that lead down to the cellar on the lower ground floor, which is ideal for storage. But we're heading up to the bedrooms on the first floor. There are 3 in total that include a bright double with a low-level window next to another double, currently used as an art studio, and both are served by the family bathroom. That just leaves the room we've saved for David and Linda. So here's the master bedroom.
Okay.
Now, the good news is
Right.
it's also got an ensuite
Oh, really?
just behind me.
It's nice and airy. I like the window there and the roof.
Yeah, you better look at the stars through that, I think, isn't it? You're in bed.
Plenty of skylights with this property. And you've got sort of a view there of all your garden, which is raised at the
That's
back.
nice.
Yeah. The owners have got it very tastefully done.
They have, haven't
They've
they?
done a really good job on it. Yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
Well, should we head outside? Let's look at the grounds, the garden. Follow me. Outside, the terrace gardens feature paved courtyard areas, as well as spacious level lawns with an established rockery. There are also a couple of outbuildings that include an elevated timber summer house and a block of 4 garages, one of which belongs to the property. So from this side, well, you can really see the countryside in the background. Look at that.
That's lovely.
Where would we put the caravan?
Now, that's a really good question. Now, there is a car park at the end. However, when you buy a property like this, you do have to be mindful of your neighbours. Because although we're out in the middle of nowhere, you do have neighbours right next door. But behind us, there is a farm. And my suggestion would be to speak to a farmer, perhaps, if not that one, around the way, and just see if there's a deal that can be done to perhaps leave it there.
Right,
That's a good
I see.
idea.
Yeah.
Does lead us on to guess the price, if I've answered all your
Right.
questions. Who wants to go first?
Well, should I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Not being a detached property, I think about 350.
I'll go a bit higher because I think the location is probably going to put the price up. So I'll go 385.
He's very good at this, isn't he? David, you're bang on the money, 385,000.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What's got you thinking, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's food for thought.
Yeah, good. OK, well, why don't you head back inside, have another look around on your own,
Okay.
and I'll meet you out the front when you're ready.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Thank you very
See you in a
much.
minute.
Okay.
Thank you.
On the market for £385,000, our first home is a semi-detached modern barn conversion with open-plan kitchen and living areas, a separate study for hobbies, as well as 3 bedrooms. And the garden boasts wonderful far-reaching views over open countryside.
It flowed really well, and that's what we like, the open plan, the kitchen, the dining space and the seating area. I think it's ticking a few of the boxes, definitely.
I think the only concern we would have would be storage of our caravan, which is quite important for us. But maybe we could sort something out with the local farmer. with that.
OK. Have you seen enough?
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, we really enjoyed that.
Excellent.
Thank
right,
you.
we'll keep going. Aside from leisure and tourism, Cumbria also has a strong heritage based on rural industries. And for centuries, traditional oak wood baskets, called swills, have been made in the region of the Southern Lake District. These handmade baskets were an extension of a large coppicing industry that not only created employment, but also helped manage the landscape. But as with many craft industries, the rise of mechanisation saw the decline in swill making. However, there is one man single-handedly keeping the craft alive. Marrying up this Lakeland skill with our buyers' keen interest in creative arts, during the week we sent them to meet Owen Jones, who is the only Cumbrian swill maker left today.
Hello, welcome to my workshop in Nibthwaite. I make these baskets. These are called swills, oak swill baskets. They're just very traditional baskets from this part of the world, this sort of South Cumbria area.
What were they traditionally used for, Owen?
There's a lot of agricultural uses, things like picking potatoes, feeding animals.
These look really strong. Some lovely workmanship in it. How long have you been making these?
I've been making them for almost 25 years now.
Have you got someone to pass this on to?
There's 2 or 3 people I'm teaching at the moment who are making them. They're not currently making them full time, but they are learning them. So I do feel that the process is being passed on, which is very important. Would you like to have a go at a couple of parts of the process?
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah,
to.
brilliant. Yeah,
Good.
Be super, that.
Come on then, come on
you.
inside, I'll show you.
To start with, long sections of wood are boiled to soften the oak, then split into finer strips, after which they're shaped and tidied.
So we're just cleaning up really.
Yeah.
And get it to bend into that sort of U shape. Do you want to go at this, David?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Have a go with that.
While David gets to grips with the shaping, Linda is going to try her hand at the splitting.
It's one of the main sort of skills of the process, that sort of writhing the material. And obviously you want to get as much as you can out of the material with as little wastage. So keep going, Dave. There's about another 20 down there for you to do for me.
After the raw materials have been prepared, the next step is to have a try at weaving the basket.
This sort of weave pattern, we've gone over, under, over, so you go under the bowl and turn it around the bowl once, and the bowl twice.
With a quick demo from Owen, our buyers are let loose to have a go.
It's like meditating, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
The rim of the basket is called the ball, which is made from a hoop of hazelwood. It takes about 5 hours to create a basket from scratch, which includes harvesting, then preparing the oak and the weaving.
And then finally you sort of pick it clean, just take all the edges off. Because it should be quite smooth, you should be able to carry it like that without picking up on your woolly jumper. So they're actually a very smooth basket.
Yeah, very strong.
With newfound skills to add to David and Linda's catalogue of crafts and hobbies, it's time to get back to the house hunt. For our next stop, we're heading to the rural outskirts of Staveley, which again sits on the eastern boundary of the Lake District National Park. The village of Staveley is situated just off the main thoroughfare that leads to Lake Windermere. It's a sleepy place, much of which is protected as a conservation area, and amongst its listed buildings are the remains of the 14th century church. Villagers are served by a pub, convenience store and post office, and the local landscape is characterised by farmland edged by dry stone walling against a backdrop of the fells. And just about a mile away, we come to our second property. Very different from the first.
It is, yeah.
And here it is.
Yeah, that's a good-sized plot.
Right.
A bungalow-style cottage.
Yep.
And I'm just going to point something out straight away.
We have noticed that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's ideal, isn't it?
It is.
Ideal.
And it's not going to affect anybody. The perfect place to put your caravan.
No.
What are your reactions looking at it?
Well, it's all on one floor, which is what I like.
Yeah.
Good. If you look next door, next door's property,
Yes.
that's where the boundary is for the national park.
Really?
Yes, we are that close. Should we step inside?
Yes, please.
Come on then.
This extended bungalow was originally built in the early 1900s, and though it has a more conventional layout, there are open plan elements that should appeal to Linda and David.
Come on in. We'll start off with the sitting room.
Nice slate fireplace feature.
This is the main lounge.
This is the sitting room, yeah. It's a good fair size.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Your eyes drawn to the
Yeah,
garden.
they are. Yeah.
Well, let's go through. Let me show you the kitchen.
Right.
So in a way, this side of the property is in two halves.
Right.
So you've got this side, here's the kitchen here, and you can actually see where the original house finished.
Yeah, the external wall.
Yes.
Yep, that's all the extension.
Right.
Right.
I see.
So what do you think of the actual space itself?
I suppose it's adequate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough space.
Well, let's take a look at the dining area. And like the previous property, it's in an L shape.
Yep.
As you can see, they sort of use this as their main living area. You've got your dining table here, television, sofa.
Right.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
lends itself nicely to that, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
You've also got a utility room and a boot room and a shower room.
Right.
This bungalow is deceptively spacious, as hidden away in the extended wing is a study-cum fourth bedroom, which has been cleverly configured into the roof void above the sitting area. The remaining 3 bedrooms all lie together at the other side of the property, along with the family bathroom. There's a double room presented with twin beds, as well as a single room, and at the far end of the hallway is the largest bedroom.
So here is the master bedroom.
It's
Yeah,
nice
well,
and airy.
it's a good sized room.
It's quite unusual in a master to see 2 singles. I think that would give you more of an idea of the space, because it's pretty wide, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. You could get a good sized double bed in there.
And they've got,
Yeah.
2 wardrobes in here as
Yes.
well.
Right.
Yeah.
It's whether, it is a good size, actually.
Yeah.
It's whether
It is.
it's right for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think there's quite a few things that we would want to change. The first property we looked at was nice and open. This one
It
was a
was,
bit more
wasn't it?
enclosed.
Well, let's head outside, take a look at the garden, talk about the surrounding area, and of course, we're going to discuss money, aren't we?
Okay.
David, would you like to lead the way?
Yep. Okay.
Although our buyers don't seem overly enthusiastic about this bungalow, it does give them direct access to the heart of their beloved lakes. So perhaps experiencing more of the setting will boost its appeal.
So you have to admit, it is an impressive garden, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love the stones.
Yeah, I like the way
And the
they've been-
fruit trees.
Yes, you noticed the fruit trees.
I know, yeah.
That was on the wish list, wasn't it?
was.
Now, the total acreage, well, they say it's 1/3 of an acre, but I think it's a lot more than that.
It feels bigger.
It does,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
David, we've even got you your own workshop.
Yeah, there's a workshop and a summer house at the bottom. It's a lovely area, the garden. But Nicki, I can hear traffic,
Yes.
and that is one of the things that we need to get away
Yeah.
from.
You can see the clever planting to try and soften the sound,
Yeah.
but we can't get away
Yeah.
from it, can we?
No.
How much do you think then this house is worth?
I think 300,000.
Well, I think because of the size of the plot and the fact that it's just outside the national park, I'd put a price of about £340,000 on it.
I think I'm going to shock you both. The asking price is £419,500. The owners are aware of your budget, so they'd be happy to have a conversation should you want to take it any further. But, yeah, you're both way out, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Why don't you take another look around? Because I know you had the reservations about location and certain parts of the property,
Yeah.
but I think when you sometimes have a second look, you can take good things away with you and ideas and stuff. Have a wander.
Yeah.
I'll meet
Yes.
you out the front when you're ready.
Okay.
All right, thank
Thank you, Nicki.
At just under £420,000, but open to negotiation, Our second property is a characterful detached bungalow whose price reflects its desirable location on the boundary of the Lake District and proximity to Windermere. It has a separate living room, a kitchen, diner and family room, as well as the potential for 4 bedrooms. The well-tended grounds cover around 1/3 of an acre with a dedicated parking bay for David and Linda's caravan.
First thoughts on this property, large plot, nice location. Inside, so there's some nice rooms, but a little bit enclosed for us, I think. Extension is nice and airy, but the rest of the house is a little bit, the rooms are a bit small, the ceiling's a bit low.
The house looked very nice, and we spotted that they'd also got a caravan, which they got in a nice space next to the double garage. So there was some positives.
OK, you two?
Yes, thank you.
That's it for today.
Right, thank you, Nikki. That's 2 very different properties.
They were, weren't they? And I've got more to show you tomorrow.
Oh, brilliant.
Come on.
Thank you.
Wait.
As the sun sets behind the Lakeland Fells, the first day of our property hunt draws to a close. With a budget of £400,000, Lancaster-based couple David and Linda want to pack up their caravan and head for some permanent sanctuary out of the city and into Cumbria's rural wilds. So far, they've seen 2 contrasting properties, and they were quite taken with the open-plan living of the first one, though it was the second that gave them the closest proximity to the lakes. But still to come, we're off to a good start with the mystery property.
Yeah, it's a nice welcome to the house, isn't it?
And it's back to basics for me as I become at one with the Cumbrian countryside.
Now, with the mystery house, I think we are taking a little bit of a gamble. It's fair to say it's off the beaten track and it's not open plan. But if it's stylish living in an amazing rural setting you're after, well, this house is certainly worth considering. Today, the weather's a little bit inclement, but even so, with the trees all turning because of the time of year, it's just stunning. And what about Percy? Let's see Percy, because he is with us today.
He's got his preferences as well, I'm sure.
Has he?
Yeah, he'd like a pond, I think.
Yeah, pond with fish.
Yes.
Well, we're driving eastwards, I think it's fair to say.
Well, we're quite
I
excited about
I'm
this.
keeping an eye on where you're going. So
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
There's
Yeah, definitely.
not much of a clue.
Good.
Our last property is set within the remote hamlet of Artlegarth on the east side of Cumbria. And though we're taking our buyers out of their comfort zone by moving away from the lakes, we're closer to the Yorkshire Dales, which is a slice of home turf for David. The nearest village is Ravenstone Dale, where the focal point for the small community here has to be its pub, that provides essential services beyond the bar with a restaurant, hotel and grocery store. So we're making a quick pit stop to meet local resident Judith Duran, who has kindly taken time out of her day to chat to us.
Judith, how long has it been here?
4 years it's been opened.
And is it
Yes.
a success? Do the villagers support it well?
Yes, they do. Yes.
Because I noticed there's a plaque on the door outside and it said Prince Charles opened it, the pub with a hub. So what's the whole idea behind that?
It's to help villages where the post office is closed and other facilities, and they open them up in the pub, or they try to.
Well,
Yes.
the guys are toying with the idea of living in this area. We're hoping to convince them to buy a house just down the road.
Yes.
And you mean, you're walkers, you know better than anybody. These shops are the lifeblood of some
Oh,
villages,
they
aren't
are,
they?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your best seller here?
Appleby Creamery, the cheeses and the jams, which are locally made. We get as much as possible from local producers.
Judy, thank you very much indeed. Hopefully,
You're
we'll have some new
welcome.
neighbours.
Yes, that would be very good.
Thank you.
you.
Nice.
Thank
Right.
you.
We'll go and see our house.
Just over a mile away in the rural surroundings of Artlegarth is our final house. And seeing as we had such a positive reaction to our barn conversion yesterday, we're sticking to that tried and tested formula. However, fearing that the rain clouds are rolling in, we're heading to the garden first, which lies to the left side of the property and features a gravel courtyard for al fresco dining and a neat level lawn framed by attractive stone walling.
So a rather blustery day here in Cumbria to show you
Yeah.
our mystery house.
Right.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, I love the stone.
Yeah. Well, it looks really interesting.
Yeah.
It does.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Certainly a better reaction than our second property that we showed you.
Yeah, we like the natural look of
Yes.
buildings.
Yeah.
Shall we start?
Yes.
We better. It's gonna
Come on
rain,
then,
isn't
before it rains.
Believed to date back some 200 years, this semi-detached barn conversion was converted into a luxury home in 2002. It's set on a slight incline over 4 stories, and we're entering the property via the back door to start our tour in the reception areas on the 1st and 2nd floors.
So come on inside.
Yeah.
A little bit of a treat for you there, not what you expected.
Certainly not. No. Oh,
Yeah, it's a nice
beautiful.
welcome to the house, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's impressive as you walk through the door.
It is, yeah.
It's very different to what you'd normally expect.
Yes. And it's been converted with sort of using the best elements of the barn, I think. Well, you'll see that as we go around.
Yeah, and the window, the little window in the roof will give more light.
Yeah. Nice warm entrance.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, let's go through to the kitchen.
Okay. Lovely big cooker.
Electric, the
Yeah.
range.
Yeah.
Right.
That's okay.
Big fridge freezer here.
Right. That's
Oh,
built
that's
in there.
handy.
And there's a dishwasher here as well.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
But is this workable, do you think, for the two of you?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's very
Well,
nice.
we'll continue, and I'll keep whispering the word downsizing, downsizing. Now, so what do you think of the room itself?
It's an excellent use of the space. I like the way that the natural features of the barn have been retained.
Yeah. And there's your view.
Yeah.
And what about the style?
Well, the style is unique. A lot of thought gone into it.
I'm so pleased it's all going to plan so far, and there's more to take in. On the lower ground floor, there's a utility room and the first of 3 bedrooms this house has to offer. And seeing that there's also a shower room down here, this floor could work as a self-contained suite for visiting family. Or it might create a dedicated hideaway for Linda and David's various hobbies. The other 2 bedrooms lie up on the 2nd floor, accessed by a bespoke galleried staircase. Up here, at the very top of the property, alongside a 4-piece family bathroom, there's a compact single room. And lastly, the master bedroom.
So this would be your bedroom.
I think it gets good atmospheric shots in a place like this.
We've given you something to think about, haven't we, with this
Definitely.
house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we should be heading outside now. It might be a little bit damp, yes.
Right.
It is.
I must say that it all seems to be going rather well, but the same can't be said for the weather, which has suddenly taken a turn for the worse. But we're going to brave the elements anyway, out at the front of the house, to discuss options for the caravan.
What a day. Gosh, absolutely torrential. Now, I haven't mentioned, have I, the caravan?
No.
Or Percy. Where's Percy in the caravan going to live? Either you park it in the communal car park,
Yes.
and perhaps you could ask if you could park your car here instead.
Yeah, the car would fit there.
Or there could
It
be
would,
some
wouldn't it?
outbuildings, and it might be worth speaking to the farmer and saying, you know, can we park the caravan
Yeah.
behind one of the outbuildings instead, so it's out of the way?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good option.
Does this weather put you off?
Not really.
No.
We are near the Lake District, aren't
No,
we?
we're used to this.
Pouring rain.
we got web feet.
Percy has, hasn't
We've
he?
got
Yeah.
web feet.
Yeah.
But I'm now
Yeah.
going to ask you how much you think the mystery house is on the market for.
Right. I think that's going to put it at the top end of our budget, so I'll say £400,000.
Right, Linda.
Right, well, I will say 385. It's a bit lower.
A bit lower, OK. The asking price is £375,000.
Oh, right.
We are, you know, in a rural location. We are surrounded by the most beautiful scenery, but it's not for everyone.
No, it's not. No, it is quite remote.
Yeah.
But we're about a mile from the village.
Yes.
Yes, it's not
That's
too
not
bad.
too bad.
Yeah. Listen, it is absolutely pouring with rain. Let's go back inside the barn. You two have another look around on your own.
Okay.
And give me a shout when you're ready. I'll follow you in. Off you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comfortably under budget at £375,000, the mystery property is an attached barn conversion whose features really make the most of natural materials. Arranged over 4 floors, the high-spec interior comprises of a dining room with an impressive vaulted ceiling, next to a country kitchen, a sitting room with exposed stone walls and 3 bedrooms. Then outside there's a lovely manageable garden with open views across the captivating surrounding scenery.
Now, we can have this either as a study or another bedroom.
Yeah. But it looks like the present owner's got a sofa bed in here.
Yeah.
Just
That'd
in
be good
case.
for the computers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Nice outlook.
Yep.
Garden. Across to the fells.
My first thoughts, love the stonework on the outside, and it looked as if there's going to be a character property, and certainly wasn't disappointed when we came in. It's quite remote, but I could imagine it'd be a nice place to live. As soon as you come in through the door, it felt warm, inviting, and aesthetically very pleasing.
The mystery property, I really loved it.
I'm sorry I couldn't provide sunshine, but what a cracking mystery house, eh?
Yep.
Yeah? Well,
Yep.
you've got some thinking to do, and then we'll have a chat.
Okay.
Yes.
Among the elegant properties taking prime positions along the Lakeland shores is the grand house that once belonged to the eminent Victorian writer, artist, conservationist and philanthropist John Ruskin. He came to live at Brantwood in 1872 when he was in his early 50s, and this awe-inspiring environment was central to his later work. The country house is open to the public under the care of estate director Howard Hull.
So, Howard, here we are at Brantwood in the most spectacular setting over Coniston Water. I
Yes,
mean,
it is. It's an amazing place, absolutely gorgeous, even on a wild day like
yes,
today.
yeah.
We think of Ruskin as the most amazing thinker and intellectual during the Victorian times, but can you tell us a little bit more about him?
Well, the heart of Ruskin was that he was concerned for other people in a really profound way. And the whole of a welfare system that grew up in the 20th century, all these things owe their debt, really, to Ruskin's thinking.
But he was also a lover of arts.
He was, and in fact, the Lake District was a special place for the meeting of nature and artists, which the Romantic tradition had established. And so Ruskin came to explore it, but then it became meaningful to him personally.
Well, lucky for us, his home still exists today. It is a museum, all to his works.
Yeah.
Can we go and take a look around?
Yeah, surely. Let's go.
Great.
Originally an 18th century cottage, Ruskin set about extending and improving the property to ensure that the vistas almost leapt into every room.
This was a place where he wrote a great number of books, in particular books about the natural world. Ruskin really felt that they had to hold a line against preserving the environment and looking after it, so that a lot of what we see today, influenced by things like the National Trust, which was founded really on Ruskin's principles, and the National Park and so forth, are a direct result of Ruskin's influence.
Ruskin was passionate about conservation and vehemently opposed to mechanisation, claiming that the highest reward for a person's toil is not what they get from it, but what they become by it. Using Ruskin's ethos of working harmoniously with the land, estate manager Sally Beamish employs traditional rustic techniques to look after the grounds.
What are we going to do today?
Well, we thought we would introduce you to a very traditional rural skill, that of using the scythe. It's about getting you back in tune with the land, and of course you're doing gentle physical exercise. The principle is just one very sharp blade that you keep sharp, and then literally you're swinging through 180 degrees, really.
One of the things, talking to Howard earlier, you know, we were chatting about Ruskin and his idea of art, nature and society all working together as one. And in a way, that's what we're doing here, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. All lovely things are also necessary. Another one from Ruskin for you.
Ruskin died at Brantwood in 1900, leaving behind 39 volumes of his written work and a large collection of paintings. And looking out across the atmospheric Cumbrian countryside, it's clear that Ruskin was right, for the loveliest art has its roots in the natural world.
What a truly inspirational man John Ruskin was. But it's time now to get back to our house buyers. Have David and Linda been wooed by any of our 3 properties? Let's find out. Well, we've had a fun few days, haven't we?
Very enjoyable.
Yeah?
Very
Yeah, we've had a
interesting.
great time.
Let's go through the houses one by one. We're going to start off actually not with a house, but with a barn.
We loved the outlook and the stone of the
Yeah,
barn.
the area was nice, wasn't it?
It was nice.
Yeah. It was a property that maybe we wouldn't have normally chosen ourselves to look at.
Oh,
so
that's
so
good.
from that point of view, it was good.
But we didn't get quite the same curbside reaction with the second property we showed you, did we?
It was a big plot of land,
Yeah.
and there was lots of storage.
Can't believe it had room for the caravan, double garage, a workshop, right on the edge of the national park. You couldn't have got much closer if you tried, really, could you?
We were surprised at how much it was.
OK. Well, then, let's move on now to our mystery house. We took you east of the county, and being the mystery, you know, the rural location, but it didn't put you off, did it?
No, it didn't, not at all.
No.
No. We loved the outside, the stone and the wooden windows, and the little garden was nice.
It was a nice, compact little hamlet. There was a few houses. I think it could be very nice in summer there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with that property, were we getting close?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that lovely
know.
smile. Look at that lovely smile. Would you have considered
yeah.
that house?
Yeah, yes, I
Yeah,
think we
I
would.
think
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. It was very special, I think, that house. We'd never been in a barn that had got such taste, if you like, had been sympathetically done.
Yeah. So come on then. Do you think you might go for a second viewing?
We might
We
do.
might do. We may go out for a walk.
Yeah.
And take it in
That's
and
a
a
good
walk.
idea.
Yeah.
Because it is a little area that we don't know too well.
So have you learnt anything, you think, over the last few days?
It's been quite a contrast in the properties. And it's broadened our horizons. I think that we'll go away from this and have a look a bit further out. We're prepared to move out of our house into rented accommodation if we can't find what we want straight away.
Absolutely, I think that's a great idea. Well, thank you both very much. I've so enjoyed it. Give my regards to Percy, won't you?
Oh, yeah, Percy's had a good time.
Yeah?
He's enjoying the weather today.
Yeah.
It's made for penguins, isn't it, with that rain? Listen, all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Nikki.
Nikki.
Thank you.
Well, there's still a glimmer of hope there with our mystery house and David and Linda. I so want them to go for that second viewing. But whatever happens, once they've sold their house, they're committed to moving up here, renting if necessary, until they find that perfect Cumbrian retreat. We wish them all the very best. Until next time, bye-bye.
If you'd like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.